Edition of Illinois Audubon magazine will soon hit the streets, and today I'm sitting with Kathy Wright, our editor, to learn about this issue. Kathy, this is just another stunning issue, and I'm really excited to share with our members just how unique this particular issue is.
Thank you, Jim. This is really a one-of-a-kind issue for Illinois Audubon Society because it represents the voice of youth. These are tomorrow's leaders in the conservation field. And we had an opportunity. We worked with a group of really enthusiastic, dedicated teachers, as well as the US EPA staff out of the Chicago office. And we had several dozen students who submitted artwork and poems and stories, really heartfelt messages about the environment and work in the conservation field. One story I think that readers will really find interesting is a story by Ava Kelly Gray, who is a freshman at Whitney Young Magnet High School in the Chicago area, and she did a story on birds and their names. But then, as equally stunning as that story is some artwork that we got from another student at Whitney Young High School. This is called Painter, an American woodcock illustration that was by Aya Torres, which I think is just a really incredible piece. And then another one that is just as stunning and as timely of a message is a story that came out of Pontiac Township High School. And it's about a project that they have going on in Pontiac. The high school students started it, and it's a habitat restoration area that they have some land that they've been given, and that they are actually developing this into a pollinator plot. And so now students currently are developing the plot, but for years on end, then we're going to have students that are going to be doing the monitoring. They're going to do assessments on the plant population and on the pollinators, and it's going to be a really extensive project for them, and a lot of data that will be collected, and great learning opportunity. And the illustration that goes with this is a really stunning collage by Kimberly Fitzsimmons, who's also a student at Pontiac Township High School. So incredible stories to read, some poems and some artwork. Most of our students were high school, but amazingly, we had some 4th and 5th grade students that also contributed to it. So it's a really heartfelt message that I was pleased to be able to pull this all together.
Yeah, it really is an amazing issue. And as you know, education and outreach have been at the heart of the Illinois Audubon Society since our founding in April 1897. And I'm really pleased that we've sort of gotten back to our roots, if you will, and had the opportunity to highlight the importance of involving and listening to youth with this issue.
Yes, you and I have had the opportunity, a unique opportunity, to look through some of the oldest magazines. Illinois Audubon Society has produced a magazine since 1916. And fortunately, we do have copies of all those magazines. So looking through those, especially the first couple of decades, it's amazing how active Illinois youth were in the conservation field, and the educators of Illinois were actually involved in this too. And this predates the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. And so there were a lot of movements that were going on to educate people, young and old alike, about birds and protecting birds and enhancing habitats for birds. And we have been embracing this whole message and involving youth since day one of the organization. And here we've come full circle back to where the magazine really started back in 1916, and listening to tomorrow's conservation leaders and what it is that they are concerned about and what it is that they value about the world around them.
Yeah, those early magazines really are an incredible resource and provide a historical timeline, about birding and conservation within the state and the nation. And I often say that, in my opinion, that's the the early magazines may be the best history of conservation in the state of Illinois, because it's been published unbroken, and basically every issue sort of hits on what are the main topics of conservation in the state at that time. So I'm really pleased to say that as part of our 125th anniversary in 2022, we're going to be making those issues available to the public. So if you're a Illinois Audubon Society member, you should watch your mailbox for the summer edition, which will be hitting the streets really soon. The magazine's mailed quarterly to members only. So if you're not a member, we encourage you to join. You can go to illinoisaudubon.org or to become a member of, again, we're Illinois' oldest conservation nonprofit. And so please join us as we work to promote the perpetuation and appreciation of the native fauna and flora of Illinois and the habitats that support them. Thanks, Kathy, very much for joining me today to talk about this terrific issue.
Thank you, Jim.